Welcome back, strivers. I want to continue our conversation on how we are embracing our growth. I appreciate all the feedback and how everyone's able to relate to the best practices that I am sharing. So, today we're going to talk about the decision stage and what all play a role in your decisions that later ultimately reflect your growth. And so let's talk about think about a time where you've made a decision and your heart and your mind just was not in the right state. It was unhealthy. It was just not good, right? Chances are those results that you received did not grow you, right? It kind of stunted your growth. It did not push you into where you wanted. It probably made you take a step back. All right. So our heart and our mind plays a big role in our decision. Okay. They match. Our heart and our mind has a two-way relationship. Like they're in sync with each other and they feed and influences each other. And so in order for you to be able to grow or move forward, you have to make sure that you're taking care of your mind and your health, your heart. What you are in control of that, right? You're the overseer of that. And so what you allow into your mind and into your heart ultimately reflects what your decision is. So if you're thinking positive, if you're having positive experiences, naturally you're going to have that right posture in your heart. However, if you're going through this, these negative experiences, you're having negative thoughts, naturally you're going to make some unhealthy decisions. Okay. And there's been times where I've even said like, okay, that's some of the decisions is like, that's all I know. That's, what I'm used to. Well, our mind is specifically impacted based off of our early childhood environment influences. Okay. And what I mean by that is some things that we naturally do now and being an adult could stem from how we were programmed and wired as a kid. It could be your upbringing. It could be what what you were exposed to, how you were treated. All of that plays and could show up, at a certain time in your adult decision making. So for me, I'll share my story. At an early age, there were things that I went through in life, right? There were things I was exposed to. There were patterns and habits that I now know as an adult were unhealthy back then. And then I realized, okay, this is what society sets up intentionally for our cultural, for Black women, for Black men. And so at that stage back then, I became a mom at age 20, so naturally I said, okay, I have to work. I have to take care of responsibilities. So I stopped going to college. And I then realized, I would say by the age of my daughter being 2, I started realizing, wait, I'm doing exactly what society want me to do. And I addressed it. I didn't just address it because I didn't want my daughter to go down the same path that I was going through. That was part of it. But I also realized, like, I'm not going to succumb to what the society is setting up for me, right? So although these were the habits, these were, the things that was passed down to us intentionally, unintentionally, because of how the society intentionally create a system for our culture, I made a vow that I needed to make sure my decision stage would bring me the results that I know I should receive. Didn't matter, everything that was issued to my hand. And so from there, I want to talk about how you guys, if you're in this decision stage and you can resonate with what I'm sharing, 3 points that can be given to you guys to jumpstart and to start overcoming that stage, okay? First thing first is you have to take charge. You have to take charge of your mind and your heart. You are in control. God positioned you to control that. Not your society, not your upbringing, not who hurt you. You're in control of that. The second step is, you have to face those negative past experiences if that's what's been reclaiming your mindset and your heart. Because in order for you to start receiving those positive experiences, you have to address what's, holding you. And it could be those negative experiences, it could be those negative thoughts. Address it, face it, validate it, and then release it. I promise you, once you start shifting it and you're being more aware and you're addressing it head on, not only is it going to start to correct the matter, it's also going to start creating a new pattern for your thinking, and it'll be better for you in the long run. And then the last one would be develop a healthy system, a healthy, positive system that you need to be intentional on about applying. And that could be, a system could be you showing gratitude, right? Thinking of something. Every time you think of something good, you give thanks, right? You could be journaling all of your positive wins throughout the day. You can meditate. That helps with your mind and your heart being in sync. It's something that does a chemical that does and help calm our, overall our nerve system, our mind, and our heart. You can do a lot of different factors that will ultimately shift your mindset to start encountering those positive experiences that will ultimately produce growth in your decision making. I thank God that, every circumstance that I went through in life, even from, my childhood upbringing to where I'm at right now, I thank God that I became a parent at 20. I thank God for my daughter. I thank God that I took a different path than my college path that I did. I shaped my whole mindset to think different, where this is still positive for me. I can now speak and say you're looking at the youngest Black female executive level in one of the largest parking industries, right? All based off of my level of thinking and my decisions that I made. I'm married to a strong Black man, and we are building our empire the way that we envisioned it, not the way the society envisioned it. And so if I could be an encourager to anyone, I like to share my story to show you that you too can win. You too do not have to take on, those decisions and naturally stunt your growth if it comes or it ties back to those negative thinkings or those negative past experiences. And that's it. That's the key to it, guys. So if you are striving, and I know y'all are striving, strive firm. Understand that you too can win. All right, guys. So I'll be back tomorrow. And tomorrow's topic, we're going to talk about how do you go big. That's the go big stage. All right. Until then, stay tuned.